So, here's how to make a graveyard in The Sims 4 badly. First, you need corpses. Here are some that aren't quite corpses yet, but as you can see, here are a few I prepared earlier. So at first I was like, I'm going to make a really creative death factory, and they're all going to have different ways of dying, so they're all going to come back as ghosts different. But then, I lost patience, so I just decided, I'll just kill them all with pufferfish nigiri, because, who has time to be creative in this game? Not me. Oh look, our first victim. How fast will he die? Because I think he's going to take a long time. Oh yeah, you're choking, and you're dead. As you can see, general calamity is ensuing. Oh, is she okay? Ma'am, do you need assistance? What is going on? Oh, she's fine. And all the ghosts just chilling, looking for more victims. Oh, he did. Now this woman, she would not die. It took me ages to kill her. And talk about rude, right? It's like, why can't you just die and do whatever I want? He did. She just kept taking her umbrella out. It's like, bitch, I wanted you to die. Heh, she did. So, anyway, now we gotta get making our graveyard. So we gotta delete all the Death Factory, which took me quite some time because even though I've been playing this game since 2014, I am incapable at playing it. So I start by making a crypt because this is a classy graveyard, if that's possible. So anyway, I fanny around with these columns for quite a while, and for a moment I think that looks good, and then I come to my senses and I delete that roof thing. So, it's all good. There we go. I deleted it. Yeah, so just basically trying to make it look nice. I'm looking at a picture of one on the internet as I'm doing this, which is why it's like a bit staggered while I'm making it. I mean, to be honest, I'm still not happy with how it looks. By the way, it keeps spanning out like that because I didn't realise that you need to press shift on 9 when you want to rise stuff up, otherwise it spins out. And yeah, it took me that long to figure out. A solid 6 years. Yeah, gonna move all those graves. And so I start coming up with this concept that I'm gonna make like a white and a black side, because obviously I looked at the graves and the vampire graves are black. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna, play off on this. This can be like the vampire side and the other side can be the wizard side. So that's the concept I originally went with, and then it just ended up being like, whatever. And the one in the middle isn't going to be a crypt, it's going to be some toilets, because having made graveyards in The Sims 4 before, one of the most annoying things is that your Sims need a piss like almost instantly, and it's irritating. So, I got you. So I'm just messing around with stuff at the minute. Oh, look, fannying around with columns again. How original. Get some little flowers there. And time to decorate the crypts. Yeah, and I'm just placing coffins inside, because what else would you find inside a crypt? And also, this is where your vampire pals can have a little snooze. Isn't that nice? Right, I really glitched out with this. I think I just gave up eventually. Yep, there we go. Putting some paintings in. They look really cute. I mean, I could have decorated these more, but I have the shortest attention span ever. So yeah, just making the toilets now. Those doors that I use all the time. A lot of this is the vampire stuff pack. Vampire and Get Famous, I think I use a lot of. And the magic pack. But that's kind of to be predicted now. So trying to make the path. One thing that I would really like to see in The Sims 5 is that, with tiles and stone, they had an actual spray that matched, like terrain spray that matched, because I got one that was like okay matching, I think, until you zoom in like that, and then you can see it's not quite right. That's one thing I'd like to see in The Sims 5 anyway, for them to improve on. I think there's no point asking for it now, because The Sims 4 is pretty much dead at this point, isn't it? I mean, we're just getting knitting this year, so whatever. So yeah, I'm trying to still carry on with this light and dark sort of side. I wish we could change the colour of like just The Sims normal gravestones and the urns, because it's kind of irritating that they all look the same. Like, I want them to look a bit different. Which again, maybe that's something they're playing in The Sims 5, because they clearly know we like to murder Sims, so I guess we'll just see. As you could probably have seen before, I did think maybe I'll do different colours of soil to indicate how long the graves have been there, but I think it looked a bit crap, so I just changed it all back to be the same. One thing that bugs me about the screen recorder, it doesn't come up with the names on the gravestones, because there was actually an auto-generated sim that came up with my ex-boyfriend's name, and obviously he went straight to the dark side, because that is where he belongs. I also think at this point I started to realise I killed a few too many Sims. I'm having to alter stuff around to fit them all into the size lot I chose. You know, I just love murdering them Sims, obviously. I believe the one in the top corner was Nancy Landgrab. I mean, she evil, so she gotta go on that side. Just, you know, putting little statues. Then wondering what to do with these 3 urns, because I was like, oh damn, I killed too many people, and I also killed an odd number of people, which is just not good for anyone. Then I just ditched the urn and put it in the toilet, because, you know, why not? Then it's time to place a barbecue, because, you know, death gets you hungry, doesn't it? Now I'm starting to make these graves on this side look more aged, like people haven't bothered keeping them up, or that they're really old. So most of the stuff I use in this, I believe, is from the Vampire's Pack. I really tried with those spider webs, but they just didn't want to work with me. Why don't they shrink? Could they never shrink? I'm sure they used to. So using some vines, you know, just the cracks and smears, general dirt. And clearly I spend a lot of time doing this because it's still ongoing. But, you know, it's going to be themed. I sized most of these down, if you couldn't tell, except those bastard spider webs. I know adding these details can be quite a tedious task, but I think these little details can help with the overall aesthetic of the graveyard. So that grave that I just put a fence around, that's actually Nancy Landgrab's grave, and even though no one likes her because she evil, she would definitely have a fancy grave, so, you know, I tried a little something there. So I moved the urns there, and I think that's a better place for them. Yeah, and I think this is a better, because I was really struggling to figure out what to do with that space, and I think having the space in the middle is way better for it. Yeah, it's beginning to come together now. It's still not the greatest thing you ever seen, but I'm not a professional simmer, so what the hell did you expect? I'm putting some moss over because I remember plants existed. You know, it's a wonderful day when you remember plants existed. The other side, I put a lot of candles and also the greetings cards and photo frames and stuff to kind of look like they've been kept up over the years. And I mean, a few of the ones over here, like as you can see, I'm putting loads of candles on these ones at the end because they're vampires, and I thought that just gave it a cute gothy vibe. Yeah, so I continue just, you know, gussying up, putting flowers on by the graves as though people have been visiting them and things like that. I mean, does anyone else just like wandering around graveyards and like reading the gravestones? Because that's like one of my favorite things to do. I put the little university flag on that one because it was, I believe it was Angela Pleasant's grave. Obviously she went to Brightchester. This one I get it wrong. I decided to put a little fountain here because I was like, I don't know what to do with this space. I know obviously there's the Get Famous rock pool, but like, I don't know. I think it only looks nice in some circumstances. I prefer largely just to make my own like this. Which, you know, takes time, but I'm in lockdown, I've got nothing better to do, so, you know, may as well. And then I realised this looks really good. So that is the Realm of Magic fountain. And then I realised I forgot lights exist, so putting them around and some trees just to add to it. We need everyone to see in the dark. If I had more time, I would have probably done some more with this, but to be honest, my attention span ran out, and I've just downloaded Spa Day, so want to get on that and make some spas. Ooh, maybe I could make a gothy spa and upload that. I don't know. See how I feel. So, yeah, here you go. Here's the wonderful graveyard. I may put this on the gallery. I haven't decided yet. I shall leave that in the description. Bye!